Welcome into Group Chat Football Live. I'm Peter Ariz alongside D Money, and we have breaking news here as Louisville has landed a commitment from quarterback Briggs Cherry for the 2026 class. This is someone that, D, you recently had a chance to actually see up close at the Battle Miami 7-on-7 tournament. But again, this is just in right now as you see the Hayes Fawcett edit right here. Briggs Cherry, 6'4", 210, quarterback out of Knoxville, Tennessee. He plays at the Baylor School, and he chose Louisville over Pittsburgh and Syracuse.
Yeah, he just looks like a Louisville quarterback, doesn't he? I mean, with the size.
Hold on, D. I'm gonna stop you right there. We got to say it right for the Louisville fans who are on here. We went through this exercise earlier this year. In a normal situation, maybe I'll let it slide. It's Louisville.
Louisville. He looks like a Louisville quarterback with his size, pocket passer, 6'4", 220. Highly productive from the Baylor School in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Pete, I know you're familiar with University of Shekai Mills Knight last year from that school, Ole Miss All-America running back. Look at the production here, 31 touchdowns, 3 picks, 69%. But yeah, just you look at Tyler Shuck. You think about, who Brian Brohm was as a quarterback, Jeff Brohm's brother. It's just, he feels like a Louisville pocket quarterback. And what you see here is exactly what you saw at Battle Miami when he came down here with the best 7-on-7 athletes in the country. Tall, smooth delivery, and very much looking to throw it downfield with touch. He's not someone that they say has an overly explosive arm on paper, but what he does, that's a beautiful pass right there, is challenge you downfield with these kind of rainbow passes that just fall right in the bucket like that one right there. He threw 8 touchdowns in a row at Battle Miami. Again, this is the best player 7-on-7 wise in the country. Jaden O'Neal was down there. Darion Coleman, Oklahoma commit, Miami commit, some really top quarterbacks. And Briggs Cherry, despite only being ranked as the number 66 quarterback in the country, really stood out in that setting. Just reading some reports from that day, they said he was putting points on the board like crazy. He scored 8 touchdowns in a row, one of the purest passers of the football in attendance. Again, you see it right there. I mean, look at that pass. It's almost like a handoff down the field. He has the height, which there's not that many Louisville quarterbacks that don't have that kind of build. And clearly the intelligence factor, Coach Brohm felt good about. He's one of the best play callers in the entire country, not just the ACC. So this is someone who may take a year to sit. And he said in his comments, he goes, look, I'm not afraid to sit. He goes, the reason I chose Louisville was because it felt like home. I can make an impact as a freshman, but if I don't play, I'm ready to sit and learn. So he has the right attitude. Somebody who I think fits in very well with what they like to do. And you hear the comments from Andrew Ivins at 247. They do a great job. But he said one of the reasons why Cherry wasn't ranked higher, number 66 quarterback, which when has Louisville ever had a quarterback that was that low on the field? But they said that, sack avoidance, athleticism didn't look great at the Elite 11 camp from a footwork standpoint. But I can tell you what he did down here at Battle Miami in 7-on-7, which is, it's not quite pads, but it's more competitive than a camp. And what you're seeing here on these highlights, very productive as well. Won a lot of games here at the Baylor School. It matches up. This is a guy who likes to throw downfield and is a natural thrower of the football.
Yeah, and there is a comparison that comes to mind for me just watching him. Athletically, is he going to take off and run down the field for 15, 20 yards on you? No, most likely. But he looks like an athletic thrower, right? And for that size, he's reminded me a bit of a guy who was by some people's estimation, the number 1 quarterback in the country coming out in 2017. And that's Davis Mills, who was a taller quarterback out of the Atlanta area. A couple bad knee injuries that limited his athleticism. But we see him now in the NFL, has been with the Texans, was a 3rd-round pick, and is someone who's going to be playing in the NFL for a while. I think he eventually gets a legit shot to start somewhere. But you hear about quarterback coaches talking about throwing from the ground up. It's not just the arm talent itself. And you see some of these throws where the ball leaves his hand, it although it's not a rocket arm, he's not fitting into these tight windows. It just looks effortless once it comes off his hand.
And look, you talk about making all the throws. You're seeing it here. You're seeing him roll right, making throws on the run, downfield. You're seeing him throw outs with precision, with enough velocity that the defensive back can't make a play. You're seeing him throw bang eights, which is a tough throw, very much a throw that tests your arm strength, that skinny post. He's able to make that throw. Look at that vision to see the receiver downfield. I don't see the limitations that you read in the report. Again, I've not seen him live other than that Battle Miami exposure. But to me, this is right in line with the Tyler Shucks of the world, the Plumbers, the guys you've had at Louisville under Jeff Brohm. And again, Brian Brohm, who was a heck of a quarterback at Louisville, looked the same way as that pocket passer. So I think this fit is absolutely picture perfect. And when you say number 66 in the country, I don't think that reflects how he's going to play in this offense.
And at a program, you mentioned the Baylor School. I had a chance to interview Shakai Mills-Knight, as you referenced. And I remember when I interviewed him just talking about how disciplined and structured that program, that high school program was, where it was something that he felt could really prepare you for the next level. And it's, look, that's important for any position. We hear about these guys at IMG all the time. The competitiveness is one thing that you're going to get in the practice and in the weight room and all that. But it's really the, keeping your body right, staying on a certain schedule. Everything is at almost like it's the college level. And I think for the quarterback spot, you talk about Briggs Cherry here. That's more important than any other position for this sort of structure.
No question. It's not the easiest playbook, which is, again, why I mentioned before the pro style routes and throws that he's making. This is a pro style system with Coach Brohm. It asks a lot of the quarterbacks. This isn't, holding up pictures of Jennifer Aniston and saying throw a screen, right? This is a pro style system that requires a certain type of quarterback. And I think Briggs Cherry mentally, physically, at least on tape, and from what I saw in person down here in Miami, fits the bill.
And then just this last thing here, matching up with what you were talking about, Steve Wiltfong saying Baylor School 2026 quarterback Briggs Cherry's lighting it up at Battle 7-on-7 South Florida, 8 touchdown passes on his first 8 drives. And this was just a couple weekends ago, says Syracuse, Pittsburgh, Louisville are recruiting him the hardest. So.
And look, you see on this highlight, I mean, this is not dink and dunk right here. He's throwing it downfield. That's what he was doing. So, again, I think some of the limitations, and look, none of these quarterbacks are perfect, but I think maybe some of the limitations are overdone. This is somebody who can throw any kind of route that he needs to at the ACC level, especially when he has one of the best play callers in the country. And we'll see how Louisville does recruiting receivers, whether it's the portal or whether it's high school. They'll always get guys that can go.
This is a great pickup for Coach Brohm and Louisville, without a doubt. Definitely think Briggs Cherry will rise when the new rankings come out. That 7-on-7 circuit is a great start for it. The tape matches up with that as well. And nice to get your quarterback in the class early here if you're Louisville. So keep it locked here on Group Chat Football Live. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you all for watching this video today.
Like and subscribe. Doing it all recruiting season. Every commit, big commit, we're going to go and break him down and talk about how he fits. It's exciting. Just getting started.